Father, what's up? Father, what's MC? What's up,
Yeah.
brother?
What's good with you, bro?
Yeah, I'm right, brother, man. I heard you was making some runs, so you still gonna go alive while you driving around. I love that.
Yeah,
You
I'm in
kept
it.
it 100.
Yeah, I'm in it. I ain't gonna let you down, bro.
Mm, I respect that. I respect that. All right, man. So we're gonna set this off real right. And I mean, thank you for coming on. We are Flatbush.
Yeah, man.
You
Thanks
know
for
what I
having
mean?
me.
Man, it's an honor to have you. It's an honor. I'm gonna say that's a fact. It's an honor. You know what I mean? Once we found out that you was from Flatbush or you lived in Flatbush for a period of time,
Right.
we said, yo, we gotta get you here. So let's start this off right. Like, what part of Flatbush you was living at or where you from?
I lived in Vanderveer,
Oh my God.
Fourth Avenue, the Terrace.
Oh man. Oh man. So you a terrorist guy.
Yes, sir.
I'm from Front Page,
Okay. I
1350.
went to
Okay.
269.
Oh man, me too. 269
Yes, sir.
too.
Yes, sir.
So you jump straight into it.
All day.
Oh man, you know this is gonna be lovely. So you from Vanderveer, from the Terrace.
I went
The
to
Terrace is
Roy. I
the
went to Roy H. Man,
my school.
and then things. It is what it is.
Nah, no. All right, bro. Nah, let's go back to the Terrace because you say you from there, and I'm from there myself.
Okay.
So tell me something. Tell me about some of your friends from the Terrace, or tell me something about the Terrace in
Well,
there.
Mike.
Explain to people about the Terrace.
Omar in the Wire.
Definitely do.
That's Michael
Mike, we
Williams.
definitely. Michael Williams.
My mom's and Mike's moms are best friends, and I grew up with Mike. So me and my brother,
Okay.
we grew up with Mike, and me and Mike are friends to this day. I mean, I just was
Wow.
with him like last month, I think, before this
Oh, he was with us
Corona.
too. He gave out. He was with us too. He gave out some food in Vanderbilt for the community too.
Yeah, nice, real nice. And
Oh,
me and Mike used to ride on top of the elevators, man. We used to hear the cop. One time we was on top of the elevator shaft, and we was in there, and the cops got in the shit. Man, this nigga just had to be quiet, like it was crazy. We used to go on the roof and throw eggs at the 44 bus. I mean, it was nuts, man. We used to get crazy.
ooh, that's Vanderbilt memory. That's
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
yeah.
So I'm gonna call out some other names for the Terrace that
Okay,
you know what I mean. That's well known too. So
okay.
my man Perry, you know Perry from the
Yes,
Terrace.
Perry, his brother Derek, his sister Glenda, and his mother Miss Jones on the first floor. I lived in they build. We
Definitely.
lived in the same building. I lived on the sixth floor. I lived in 6G, and he lived in 1F, I think, or 1D, or something like that, in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, Perry
Yeah,
and
that's
Derek. God
that's
bless
my
his
homie
brother.
too.
God bless his brother.
Yeah, God
Yeah,
bless his brother. Yes, his brother had passed away a
yeah.
couple of years back. Yeah,
I
you right.
flew out. I had flew
Definitely.
out to go to the funeral. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not to take since we on that. My condolences on the passing of your son. I mean, sorry to hear what happened to your son too. You know what I mean? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna pause there for a minute. But yeah, so you lived on the terrace. You still got. So what schools you say you went to? Roy H. Man, 269. What other
That
schools?
I went to 269. I went to Roy H. Man, and then that's when I got kicked out of Roy H. Man, and they kicked me out of Brooklyn. So that's how my mom's moved to Far Rockaway, because they tried to, I got in trouble, and they tried to, they said if I stayed in Brooklyn, they was gonna charge me as an adult. So mom's got me out of there real quick, real easy.
Ooh, so what kind of kid you was? So I want to don't skip that
To
part.
Far
You say
Rockaway.
you got kicked out. What kind of kid you was when you were living on the terrace in Roy H. Man? I want to hear what kind of kid you was when you were living on the terrace.
Man, I was good. I was good, man. I just was like a kid, a mischievous kid. You know what I mean? That's all that was. Just mischievous, man.
This
Bored,
mischievous.
bored, and trying to figure shit out.
What's your background? What's your background?
Born in Brooklyn, and raised down
Okay.
south in the summer, and come back when it's time to go back to school every summer.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So you're American, a Southern
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. New York,
Okay.
but every summer for a minute we was going every summer. As soon as school let out, mom was shipping us down south.
Okay, yeah, that was the normal. That was the normal.
Right, right.
I'm gonna name two other people. I'm gonna name two other people from the terrace. See if you know these guys. You remember Mel?
Yes,
Remember
Mel.
Mel?
Yes, Melvin. Yes,
Melvin,
Mel.
right?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
He
indeed.
got hot bread now. He got hot bread now.
Indeed,
The clothing
indeed.
line
The
hot
clothing
bread.
line, right, indeed.
All right,
Mel's
okay.
good
How
people.
about
Mel's
Big
like,
Ice?
I don't
How
know.
about Big Ice?
I don't know Big Ice unless he go by another. What's his government?
Daryl.
Now, Daryl. Daryl, wait a minute.
Daryl.
Daryl and CC? His cousin?
Yeah.
CC? Yeah. Down the terrace. Of course, yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Those are all my big homies. Those are all my big
Yo,
homies right
those my
there.
peoples,
I'm with
man.
them
We
every
all
day.
grew up. We all grew up,
Yeah,
man.
I'm with them every day. That's what the. All right, man. So let's jump up. I mean, tell me something about Vanderbilt before we get out of here. Tell me something about Vanderbilt back in those times. How it used to be.
Man, Vanderbilt was. I mean, everybody thought Vanderbilt was so dangerous, but we like it was like crazy. I remember the Payhays. Remember the Payhays?
Oh,
The
definitely. My
gang
brother's
with
one of them.
Andre Liverpool,
Hmm?
Duddy, and all of them.
Duddy,
Like,
Fat Cat,
uh,
breaking up, big boy. Getting juicy.
yeah,
When it get juicy, yeah, brother.
it was Kid Juicy.
Yeah, it's getting juicy, man. I like conversations like this, man.
Man,
We don't call these interviews, we call these conversations.
that's what's up.
You know
That's
what I'm
what's
saying?
business.
All right, so like I said, you say you was telling me about beer and all that. You had any hobbies when you was young? Basketball, football, like what?
Basketball, football, boxing.
Okay, you nice with the hands. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
definitely.
Oh, you say so you telling me nobody giving you a 2-piece for the biscuit?
Nah. At all. At all.
At all, right?
At
Even
all.
back then, you had to put the pause on these niggas.
I really never had beef like that though. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I ain't really never had beef. If it was, let's get it, let's run to it and let's get it over with.
I'm not even gonna lie. I looked your name up today and I put up Father MC beef. Nothing came up. I was like,
That's crazy.
I'm being real.
That's
I was
what's
like,
up.
yo, Father MC beef. That shit nothing came up. So yo, let's So you say you down south. So what is one of your favorite southern dishes that you like to eat as a southern boy?
Shit. Smothered chicken with rice and gravy,
Woo!
candy yams and banana pudding and collard greens.
Oh my God, son, you just made me hungry.
That's crazy.
I lived in Georgia for 11 years. So I know what that
Where
means.
in Georgia? I lived in Georgia too.
I lived in Georgia. Oh, you live in Georgia?
No,
I live down
I'm in
here.
LA. I'm in LA now, but I lived in Georgia. I lived in Buckhead.
Oh, I lived in Stone Mountain and Gwinnett.
Stone Mountain.
I was right there on Memorial Drive.
Dude, I used to be
I
with
was right in the hood.
I used to be with God bless her, Left Eye. And we used to go to the
Okay,
atrium.
okay.
My man owns the atrium and he owns Club Flavors.
Flavors now turned into it's a Jamaican club now. It's a Jamaican club.
Right.
Right
So
across from Atrium.
Atrium is still there though.
Yeah, Atrium is still there.
Yeah.
For the people that's listening, he's talking about a club in Atrium called Atrium in Atlanta.
Right.
That's the same club that Ludacris did his video, I Wanna Lick You From My Head to My Toe. He was in front of that spot.
Right.
That's what we talking about, Atrium. You know what I mean? And the club in front of it was the reggae spot. My man's and them used to own. I forgot the name of that shit. But I was down there, I was in that circle hard right down there. Damn, if I knew you was there, though, we could have linked up.
Right, when you was there.
I moved back like 8 years ago. I moved back like 8 years ago. I was down there for 11 years.
I was down there early. I was down there like early.
I was down there when BMF was down there. Put it that way. BMF, Akon popped off. That's when I got there.
See, I left 9/11. As soon as them buildings went down, I left. I said, I'm out of here. Yeah.
You said, fuck that shit. You out of here.
It was crazy.
All right, so yo, let's go. Let's get to this music life of yours. I seen that you stepped in the game around like 95, 94, 96, if I'm right, around that time.
I can't hear you. What you said? I'm sorry.
I said you stepped in the music game. What made you start to get into the music game? What year you stepped into the music game?
I stepped in the game when when I started rapping. I started rapping around when I heard Rappers Delight. But when I stepped into the game, I signed my first deal in 1989. And
Okay.
my first song, "Treat 'Em Like You Want to Be Treated" with Jodeci, came out in 1990. So 1989, I
Right.
signed, and then it took me a year working on the album, and they was like training me. Uptown was like throwing us like doing all of that record company stuff. So
Okay.
it took them a minute, and then when they got it, it was a process. Now you just make records and it comes out.
Like you just make a record and just throw it out one time.
Throw it out, yeah, easy.
So
Yeah,
so how you got hooked up with Andre Harrell and them? Like how'd that happen?
man, I was going to the studio, paying for it, and then I started meeting people. I met Dante. No, I met Kurt Whitley first, and he worked at Uptown. So he was paying
Okay.
for me. He was paying for my studio time. The thing of it was he kept telling me to change my words. So I was like, man, fuck that, man. I'm gonna have to pay my own studio and do me. So that I kept the relationship though. Then I met Dante Ross. He was the president of Tommy Boy at the time,
All
and,
right.
and he told me he could sign me. He gave me a contract, but I never did it. He said, or you can wait for me because he was going to Electra. He was going to be the president over there.
All
So,
right.
as a youngster, I was anxious. I was ready. I wasn't waiting on nobody. I still had him in my pocket, but that was a just in case. You know what I mean?
All right.
I went on my own and I made this record called "It's Time to Go Prom." I took it back to Uptown because I seen how they did with Al B. Shore and Guy and all of them. And
Right.
and this time when I went, I had like 9 contracts of just different record labels. So I wasn't going to be on Uptown Records. I was going to be on Uptown Management.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then
That was with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, if I'm
right,
right.
Andre Harrell. Yeah, you're right. And then
Right.
Andre, they was playing it in the room, and Andre ran in the room and was like, "Yo, who's that?" And they said, "That's that kid Father MC." And Andre said, "Get him on the phone." I was behind the door because the way he walked into the office, he said, "Get him on the phone." When they got me on the phone, when they got me, I was right there. Dre was like, "Yo, it was a Friday." He gave me $1,000. He said, "Don't sign nobody. If I don't beat him, then you keep the 1,000. You won't owe me if he don't beat him." So it was a Friday. We was going to Union Square at the time. Union Square was popping.
Woo, you went to 14th Street.
Yeah. So we was going. And I was like a G nigga on a Friday night. I'm like, I'm easy. I gotta wait until Monday, man. Monday or Tuesday, I forget. But he he called me. Bob Celestin called me, the lawyer, and told me it's on and popping. And he said, come down and get your contract and some bread. I was out.
Mm. One time, you was one ticket out.
I was one ticket out. And the thing that's so crazy was it took a minute for me to come here, sit down, Trophy, sit down. Pardon me, man. I just my door.
Hey, you living life. We live, nigga. We live. We doing live shit.
Yeah, real shit. I'm gonna walk
We doing live shit.
into my garage. My backyard.
Shit, nigga living on land, man.
See, that's my man.
Oh, that's your dangerous pit bull?
Yeah,
That
right.
nigga showing the yard. Look at that nice yard. That's a nice backyard, brother.
Yeah, man, a little something. Let them see you running around going nuts now.
Shit, boy. My kids would love to jump in that pool.
Oh.
And that deep, shit. Nice blue water.
Yeah, but
Nice
worked on the album, man, and we had a blast, man. And that was the beginning of Uptown for me.
All right, so like as you say, that's the beginning of Uptown, and I know Uptown had a lot of great artists. I came and see
yeah.
MC,
Yeah.
and a lot of, and I know you was in a tornado with these MC. One of them I would like to ask you about is Puffy, young Sean Combs.
Mm-hmm.
How was that brother back in the days at Uptown?
Puff was real cool, man. Puff was, a cat that was real ambitious and real hungry. You know what I'm saying? And like, I wanted to be Father MC, so I made that happen. He told me that he was going. He said, "Watch." I was doing I was doing the stadium in DC, and that's when he let me hear Biggie for the first time on my tour bus. And he told me,
Okay.
he said, I'm gonna be able to give myself $1 million to do my own record. Watch and see. And it came true, you know.
True.
It came true. He worked, you know, but he had everybody. Like the first phase of Uptown was Vanessa Sinquist, Guy, Albie Shaw,
Damn. Well, ooh,
Heavy
you said
D. Right. That was the first run
that
of
was my
Uptown.
group.
Groovy Chill,
Mhm.
you know, they was in a house party and all that. That was the
You know,
first sector. I came in with I came in and,
Mary J. Blige.
officialized it. Like I bought Jodeci with me. I bought Mary J with me. I bought come on, let's go, Dave Hollister. Like it was like
Don't
wow.
forget my man Little Sean. Don't forget
Little
my man
Sean
Little
wasn't on.
Sean.
He wasn't on Uptown though.
Was he in that circle?
He was definitely in our circle, but I think Little
Yeah, I'm
Sean
about to say.
was on A&M, I believe. I don't know, but I know he was
Or
on.
MCA. He was on MCA, if I'm right. If we right. We don't want to say the wrong
But
thing. I think we right.
he was definitely part of the Uptown management team.
Right.
He was definitely because he went on tour with us overseas and all of that. Yeah.
What's up with my man McGruff? What's up with McGruff?
I haven't spoken to McGruff in so long, dude.
I know. I mean, he was on Uptown too. McGruff was on Uptown too.
McGruff was on Uptown for a quick second.
Okay, but he was I like him. I like that MC. He was a beast. He was a beast. I like that.
Yeah. It was a lot, you know, and you know, like the movie that's coming out with Uptown, the 3 miniseries on BET is gonna be about, like, if you look at Uptown Unplugged, you'll see it was from the beginning of the Uptown Unplugged. That's where they're gonna take it from. They're not gonna go all the way back. So it's gonna be real.
They're going back to your time. They're going back to your time.
They're going back to my time all the way to I think Soul for Real.
Ooh, I was about that Soul for Real.
Oh, that was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
Niggas got caught for credit card scam too. I remember. I know my shit, my nigga. I'm gonna ask you about some more Uptown artists. Heavy D. Tell me something about Heavy D, man.
Great.
Rest in peace to Heavy D.
Rest in peace.
Tell me something about Heavy D, man.
Good people, man. Good people, man. Good people. Good, humble, and Hev would help you. You know what's crazy is I was going on West 4th, and it was a highway. I forget the highway. And I'm coming this way, and I seen Heavy D, but he was helping somebody with a flat tire.
Okay.
And I'm saying, like, dude, and this is when Heavy star, like he's in his prime, like, you know.
You got his prime.
Yeah, and I seen it, and I was like, wow, dude, that's really the type of dude he was. He was a humanitarian, but he was a good dude. He was just a good dude. I've never seen Heavy mad. Never.
He seemed like a cool dude. He seemed like a humble. He was like the first real fat man. Fat Boys was, but
right.
I guess he was like the first light-skinned fat dude to come up in the game with moves and dance.
Yeah, that part.
I was moving and shit, man.
He was the one that made it cool to be fat.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew Fat Boys was in the game, but he made it kind of like cool and suave. Like, yeah, I'm a fat nigga. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm getting it.
I'm getting it. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you another person about another people on Uptown. I mean, you mentioned them early. Jodeci. They was on your first big hit. How that was to see them dudes come up in the game and be successful and all, and they was on your first hit. Like, tell me something about that.
Well, one thing about Uptown, they was grooming all of us, and it was a piggyback situation. So if one was hitting, we gonna make sure everybody hit, because we always wanted to go on tour together. And that was Andre's thing. Like, he wanted to keep Uptown. He wanted to make Uptown separate from the record industry. So when we went on tour heavy, and we went on tour hard, and we went on tour for years. So that's why if you look at my albums, it's always like from 90 to 92 to 94. Like, that's me just touring those 2 years in between, just touring. And
so you wasn't just sitting home doing nothing. You was on the road.
I was getting that money in the States, and then after we finished the States, we hitting overseas. When you think the tour bus is over, the tour bus is dropping us off at Delta at the airport, and we're about to go chase that money over there. So
About to get that wow.
yeah, Jodeci was a good group. I think they were one of the biggest groups ever. You know, that's the first time I ever seen girls. Like, I went to a Jodeci concert. I flew in because I was on tour, and this is when they was on another tour. They was doing somewhere in the South, I think, and I flew out because my tour bus was going. It was going to take me 2 days to get to where I was going. So my manager flew me out. He had flew me out to back home where they was recording at, where they were doing their show. And what's crazy was I seen girls, like, I knew girls used to do crazy shit for me, but when I started seeing ambulances, money, it was over. And even before that, I'll be sure mania was nuts.
How about Christopher Williams?
Chris was cool. That was my man. That's the dude I used to rock with on the label, you know.
Okay.
But who had that star power? I'll be sure.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah,
I can imagine. Those silky hair ass niggas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He was the light skinned Don Juan. I came and made it sexy.
Yeah,
I came and made it sexy for us.
Well, hold up, bro. You made it sexy for us, but you also did some old. You jumped out the window for the ladies. You know what I mean? And you did some shit in '96.
What, Playgirl?
I mean, you did it for the ladies. I mean, you did it for the ladies.
Oh,
I'm gonna say. I mean,
indeed. Like,
and you know the niggas gonna be like, "What the fuck this nigga doing?"
No,
but you know, you did it for the ladies.
You want to know what's so
Chocolate
crazy?
Thunder did it for the ladies. Darkness, baby, darkness.
Let me tell you, the brothers wasn't even mad because that was my thing. I was a sex symbol to women, and my records was all about the women. So I thought I was going to really get slack on it, but they came to me three times. I was at the Garden performing, and this beautiful lady, they used to always send her, she was a rep for Playgirl. And they came to me with numbers. I didn't accept the numbers twice. And then I remember I'm saying to myself, like, yo, sex symbol, I make records about women. If they come with the right number this time, I'm going to do it. That last time I was at the Garden, that same lady came, and she came with an envelope, and she came with number, and she said, if you accept it, let's go. And I read the number, and I was getting ready to go on in Madison Square Garden. I looked at the number, and I was like, when do I shoot? Like, when do I shoot? Shit. I told him, have me some Hennessy there, and I'm in.
So that's all you need was some Hennessy?
I just had to get the Hennessy for the fright, being scared. You know what I'm saying? After that, it was over. After that, it was
I mean, so not to say I want to know. I know I have a lot of females, and I'm doing my journalist job. I'm a street nigga, but I'm doing my journalist job. Now, describe to the ladies, fellas, keep your ears closed. Describe to your ladies when you did that shit for the Playgirl, how it was and what you had to do and prepare yourself. Like, what it was.
I got on the plane. I remember I got on the plane, and they had it. It was in a loft in Manhattan, and they had like, you know, like some real Playboy shit. Like they had the robes and the high chairs and shit. And they asked me. I said, "Yo, I had my Timbs on." I was like, "Timbs."
Real New York nigga.
I had my,
real Brooklyn nigga.
I had my Timbs on, and I oil you down. Chicks was oiling you down. Next thing you know, it was on and popping. You in front of the camera.
Stop. Come on. Just don't pass by. Come on. This man take. Now you talking about your bitches oiling you. I mean, women are oiling you down.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind at that time?
Honestly, I just wanted the Hennessy. So
at that moment, we ain't talking about now. We talking about that moment.
Nothing. I just, because I knew I had the check, and I knew I couldn't touch the check until I did it. So all I'm thinking about at that point, and the women were dope, don't get me wrong, but I was just thinking about finishing that Hennessy, posing, and getting the fuck out of there.
He said, finish that yak, and let me get my bottle. Then I can think about some boom.
It did.
Besides that, give me my checks. I can get back to BK. Fuck all the bullshit.
Why you bullshit? Real
now that was funny though. But like you said, that must have been an experience though.
Yeah, it was
That was
crazy.
like one of your. That's like one of your best. Not to say best. That's one of your lifetime experience that you went through.
Yeah. Yeah, but what was funny? Shut up.
Hey,
Yeah, what was
people
funny?
never see Father MC yell like that.
What was funny was what was funny is when I got locked up, I was locked up,
Whoa,
and then
whoa, whoa.
Playgirl came out. Playgirl came out when I got locked up, right?
Oh, stop, man. Yo, bro, man, you skipping shit, man. You a bunny or something? You a kangaroo? You hopping over shit. You skipping shit. What you got locked up for?
Simple, man. Just child support shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but they tried to
You
make
missed
an
one
example.
child support, they locked you up?
Man, they locked me up because I was in contempt of court, though. Because I told the judge to suck my dick. Like, he wasn't even from America, and he telling me what to do. So he had one of those turbans on, and I could have swore he said, we off the record. So say what you want. I start cursing the nigga out. He listening and everything, the lady typing and shit. And next thing you know, he said, contempt. Boom. And I said to my lawyer, I said, what's contempt? He said, you're going to jail.
Yeah, you going to jail, nigga.
I had my Range Rover outside. And the thing that's funny is they don't come and lock you up right then and there. They was going to lunch. So I'm thinking I got my Range outside. I said, now, is my Range going to stay here where they locked me up? That's the only thing that was going through my head. And I was trying to see who could come and snatch my Range up real quick.
Who could come and pick it up?
So my brother had came, took the Range, and I said, come on, let's go. And the thing of it was, where I was locked up at, I knew everybody. So when I went in there, you know, they tried to make an example of me. Whatever. It didn't work. Because at the end of the day, I still was on that shit until my manager said, you can make more money, you know, being out, doing your thing. You could just pay this shit and get out. So that's what I ended up doing. But I was in there for like 7 days.
Okay, that's a light bit. You a skid bit. Skid bit.
Yeah, easy. Easy.
Easy. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. That definitely wasn't nice. I mean, like, well, what you getting at, besides, like, you know, what you talking about, like, what you got going on with yourself right now? Like, what you doing with yourself?
I got this album called Black Disney that I'm just finishing. You know, I got that. I got the podcast. We got me and the president of Uptown, Jimmy Love Jenkins. We got this thing called Uptown Beyond, where we interviewing everybody on our podcast, like the artist that was on Uptown, and then talking about Andre Harrell, you know, and how he affected their lives. And then
a lot of lives.
Yeah, exactly. And then we going to the people beyond, because it was, you know, Uptown Beyond, because Dre dealt with a lot of actors, actresses, and, you know, stuff like that. And the people you will know, like, you'll see that you're gonna see that he affected is so crazy. It's bananas. You know. And then we got the movie that's coming out, you know, and then there's a documentary coming. So it's a lot of stuff popping.
I mean, it got you working, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep you relevant. I mean, your music is still good, still tight.
Thank you, man.
Some people still jumping to it. The ladies is in the comments talking about they love you.
I love
you know what I mean? Hold up, bro, man. You can't be loving all my people, bro. Come on, man. Thought we was cool, man. Come on. Y'all terrorist dudes is always different than front page dudes, though.
When did you leave Vanderveer?
Well, I moved out in 1980.
Oh, okay.
My mother moved out in 1980. But, you know, I stayed up in there no matter what. You know what I mean? I moved towards the junction.
Oh, okay. That's where the bus used to let me off at. The junction, Brooklyn College.
Yeah, by Brooklyn College. Like, you know what I mean? I live a little bit behind that.
And that McDonald's right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said, like I told you, I still be with the homie. I still be with Ice. Still see, Daryl, CC, Perry, Mel. I still see brothers. You know what I'm saying? I told brothers I'm going to have you here tonight. He was like, oh, shit.
That was my whole family, dude. The terrace was close, man. We was close. Everybody.
That's one thing I can say. The terrace have a you like I'm from Vanderveer. People that's not from Vanderveer, they won't understand.
Right.
Vanderveer, it's back in the days, it's a family place.
Yeah.
But if you're from the Terrace, it was different.
Yeah.
Terrace had like a alumni up there or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody stick together.
Yep.
Everybody's one.
Yep.
Nobody don't do nobody. It's like a nigga might be a robber from the Terrace, but he ain't gonna rob a nigga from the Terrace.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna rob a nigga from Front Page, from nigga over there, but he ain't gonna rob a nigga from the Terrace. It's like a loyalty over there.
But Front Page was dope too, though. Front Page was dope too.
That was everything was happening there. Everything was happening there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything was happening there.
You ain't lying about that.
Everything was happening. I'm gonna jump back to your album. You made 7 albums, and out of your 7 albums, which one was the best album that you felt you felt the most?
Close to You, my second album on Uptown, and my first album.
So all your album wasn't on Uptown?
Nah. I had 3 albums on Uptown, and then the rest I did I did independent, and one I did with Luke. I had fun with Luke. You know, Luke gave me a whole bunch of dough and told me have at it. He had his studio.
Oh, wow.
He had his studio. I'm recording in Miami on South Beach. It was crazy.
I gotta tell me something about Luke. Just tell me some funny story about you and Luke.
Man, going to the clubs and Luke saying, "Damn, father!" Like, cause we walk into the club, and I'm thinking like, "Oh shit, I'm in here with Luke." So the chicks, right? And he's saying the same thing about me because Father MC with the chicks. And he said, "Damn, father, you taking all the damn women." And I'm saying to myself, "Damn, Luke," So Luke is a real business dude, though. Let's not get it twisted.
Okay.
Like, he's smart. He's very smart, and the way he run his shit, man, I sort of dig, like, because he was independent, but people used to talk a lot of shit about him, but he ain't never do me dirty at all, never.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He kept it 100 with you.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he said what he said, he did what he did, and that's what it was.
And you gotta respect that. If a man keep his word, you can't really. Some people be like, "Yo, that nigga's a crab. That nigga's a snake." But I'm like, "Yo, he ain't snake me."
Right.
So I don't know the situation y'all got, but I know me and him is 100 on that.
Listen, man,
you know what I'm saying?
I tell cats this all the time. Like, if you have somebody that let's just say, like, you have somebody that, like, let's say, kill somebody. Let's just say, right?
Right.
And he stays at your house, but you don't know he do it. That means he could have came in your bedroom and killed you too.
Right.
And that's your man.
Right. I like that.
Man, and that's your man. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna talk dirty about him because I had an incident like that where one of my mans, he killed 2 people, and I'm just doing the Apollo. I'm in my range and I'm going home, and I'm saying I'm gonna drop him off in Far Rockaway. At the end of the day, he said, "Yo, my grandmother's gonna kill me, man." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "Nah, he ain't gonna tell me." So I'm like, "All right." Next thing you know, I see him on the news because he had just got a job. That Monday morning, I seen him on the news getting handcuffed, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And to find out what he did, it fucked me up. But he was my man. Like, that was my dude. So at the end of the day, I can't. He ain't kill me, and he was in the house with me, my mom's, my shorty. You feel what I'm saying? He could have did anything.
Right.
He could have did anything. So you can't judge what people do, because sometimes people go through something up here, but they know who they love. They ain't gonna fuck with you. They gonna fuck with the outside.
I respect. Yeah. I agree with that. You know what I mean? Like you're right, though. Some people, if they fuck with you, you know what I mean? Even though they crazy or whatever,
right? You
know in your heart, man, them niggas ain't doing me nothing because we got a connection.
Right. That's your boy from Yay High. He ain't fucking with you. And who know what it really happened. So, I don't judge nothing, man. I don't judge nothing.
All right, but before we get out of here, you know what I mean? We do a little hour conversation. I heard that you talked to Marcus' wife.
Who?
Or Marcus' wife is your wife.
Who's that?
Teresa Randall.
I ain't never married no Teresa Randall, and that's that internet bullshit, man. Me and
At the
Teresa,
internet,
me and
that's why I asked you, like, well,
me and
it shouldn't even sound.
Me and Teresa was doing our thing though. I ain't gonna front. You know, we was getting it in. You know, for a couple of years, and I think how that rumor got started was we was at this red carpet, and somebody said, "Yo, they married." That like
Hold on. Before we go there, the person that we talking about, Teresa Randall, she's the actor that played Martin's wife in Bad Boy. She played in Beverly Hills, Jungle Fever, Malcolm X. But you know, I know a lot of people remember her from the Bad Boy. That was Martin and Will Smith Bad Boy movie. That was Martin White. Continue, brother.
And she played in that one movie that was crazy, where she was on the phone, and it was a sex movie. Like it was like a real. It was dope. I think that's the movie that broke her.
I think I know what you're talking about. Some phone shit, right?
Some phone shit, and she was like an operator.
I remember that.
But
yeah, I think I remember something like that. Like I think I remember that.
Yeah, so you know, we dated for like 3 years. When I got out here, I was like, yo, I saw her and I lost my mind. She was a beautiful young lady. You know, I lost my mind. Beautiful. She's gorgeous. But
girl 6, they said girl 6.
Yeah, girl 6. Well, yeah. and niggas was like hitting me like, yo, you fucking with Teresa? Like I was like, yeah, nigga, she fucking with me too. What the fuck? I ain't the only one.
Yo, don't get fuck with you. Yo, you fucking with her. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, you know I know what Kanye felt like sometimes. But she was real cool, and everybody started saying we married. It's what it was, but we never married, man. We never married. I don't got nothing to shit on her. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we couldn't connect the dots the way we should have. You know what I mean? And
that's respectful. That's respectful. You ain't disrespect her. You just keep it real.
Yeah, like, some actresses. You keep it real.
We not married.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? We couldn't connect the dot. You didn't say both of y'all.
You know, they crazy though. Them actresses is crazy though. They are crazy.
They acting too, you know.
Yeah. They crazy. You don't know when they be acting or if it's some real shit.
All right. So tell me, before we get out of here, tell me some crazy shit. Like you already said, you did Playgirl magazine. You know, you hanged out with Luke. You know what I mean? You run around the road with Jodeci. AKA, that means all the pussy's throwing at you.
Yeah.
Tell me a fucking story, my nigga. Tell me a story. Then tell me something to give my followers something that the world don't even know. That somebody, some pussy throwing. Like, tell me something. Tell me something.
All right. Let's see. I got so many. It's crazy. Okay.
I know you got a million, nigga. Just throw one out the closet.
Okay. It was me and Jodeci, and we on tour. This is when we leaving the States and we fly to London. Me, him, Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Lil Sean. Okay. We all was on that tour, and everybody got off the tour bus except me and KC.
Okay.
And Devontae was flying in the middle of the night. He was getting in. So it was these 3 girls, and they were standing at the hotel, and they screaming. So I see, you know, me and KC low key, we like, who these bitches is for? So we standing, so we on the tour bus. So KC puts on his top hat. He put on his hat, and he walks out, you know, doing his Jodeci thing, all cool as shit. And I'm like this, you know, I'm like this. Basically with his bodyguard, and I'm sitting there, I'm saying like these chicks could be for the nigga, you know, they hot, you know. So next thing you know, and these chicks was bad. So when I seen them say like they were still happy for him, like, oh my God, KC. But then when I see they didn't, like, they still was waiting when he walked by, it was on and popping. I walked out, my bodyguards in front of me, we walking out. And I said, snatch those with him. He snatched them. They came, and I kid you not, they hung out with me for a week. And then Devontae, you know, a week staying with me in my hotel. 3 naked chicks in my hotel. Devontae comes in the middle of the night. My room door was open for some reason, and we was asleep. Butt naked. Devontae walks in the room and said, "Damn, Paul, I want to be in here with you." Like, I mean. It was crazy, man. Tour life.
Woo!
Tour life is some
you got some stories, bro. You got some stories, bro.
Do I?
No, I mean, I forgot to ask you about Mary J. Blige, the queen. How it is to be around the queen of R&B at
Mary,
the early age. At the early age,
see, I
like,
knew
you know
Mary.
what I
I
mean?
knew Mary before she was a star, and I knew Mary. I know Mary now as a star.
Okay.
And Mary before star, real shy, like real to herself, but cool. Dangerous when she get on that microphone. Dangerous, dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You know. But when she started knowing that she was Mary J. Blige, she became that diva, which was just right. It was right for her because her style, her songs touched so many women that was going through the same shit that a lot of women are going through. And they could relate. They could
That's a fact. That's a fact.
they could relate to her. So that's why women still to this day attached to Mary, because Mary relates to them in a way that other artists can't. And we got other artists that are better than
She
Mary.
talks from the soul.
Yeah.
She talks from the soul and the
She
heart.
sings it, and she sing that whiny shit that she's getting to you. She giving that church in R&B. You get what I'm saying? She giving you
You hit it on the nail. Church and R&B.
She giving you
hit it on the nail.
collard greens. She giving you that collard greens in the
candy yam.
Yeah, and she giving you that hot sauce, money. And I'm telling you, I done seen her make stadium shake.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she done made stadium shake by herself. So yeah.
Damn, bro. Shit, Father, man, you don't even know, but I would love to have you. You go on for the night, but before we get out of here, one more thing before we get out of here.
True.
Just tell us something what you miss about Flatbush. Tell us something what you miss about Flatbush.
I miss the food. I miss the Jamaican food, man. I miss even out here when I go to the Jamaican stores, man, like I say cocoa bread, beef patty, cocoa bread and cheese. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? And I miss the everybody out here in Cali, they nice. Like they nice. I like that rude shit, man. I like that. Get the fuck, like they busy. New York is
fuck
busy.
out my face type shit, yo.
Yeah.
Fuck you looking at.
Because it makes it so much. Your hustle got to be on point. And I tell people when you come to LA will kick you out. The state of California will kick you out of here if you don't move to Cali if you ain't got your paper. Because if one thing about Cali is Cali will move you out. Like it will say, okay, nigga, you gotta leave. Like, cause your paper ain't strong enough.
Yeah, I heard Cali like New York. I heard Cali like New York, where you have your paper.
Yeah. And the thing I like about New York is like it's rude, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's real. From even the white people act different out there.
I gotta respect that, man. I gotta respect that, Father.
Yeah.
Any last words before we get it? Cause Instagram will cut you off in a hot minute or an hour on a dot.
Yeah, I just want to say, everybody stay careful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I just got my COVID test back, and I feel like, woo, thank you, Lord. You get what I'm saying? But y'all stay safe, man. And after this COVID shit, they were planning with my manager to hit me up to do the garden. But, now we got to wait until all this thing is over and reestablish it and let's go. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, Father, I'm telling you one thing. We are Flatbush is working on a Flatbush give back concert, and all of this shit is over. We trying to get all the Flatbush artists to come back home and do something in Prospect Park. That's what I'm working on.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get all the Flatbush. You know what I mean? And if you've been watching We Are Flatbush, I've been talking to Flatbush hard. You know what I'm saying? And now I got you on board. You know what I mean? We got Special Ed, we got you, we got Buster Spliff. We got a lot.
Don't forget Howie T.
Oh, Howie T too. I'm gonna find him.
Chubb,
I'm trying to find him.
I can find him for you because I just did Chubb Rock. Chubb's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know Chubb said he's gonna come on the live, but he didn't answer his DM again. So if you can look out for me, my brother,
I got you.
I would appreciate that.
I'll get Jay.
Flatbush would appreciate that.
I'll get Jay to get on with his wife Kiki, and we can make that happen for you. You know what I mean?
Thank you, my brother,
Anybody
man.
that's trying to get in touch with me, hit me on Instagram at TheRealFatherMC.
Thank you, man. Bro, we got 22 seconds, man. Say anything you want to say. Say anything you want to
Black
say.
Disney is coming at y'all, man. Y'all just check it out. And thanks y'all for all y'all support. I love y'all. Peace out.
We
We
are
all
Flatbush,
Flatbush,
Father
baby.
MP.
We all
Thank you,
Flatbush.
man. We hit you up. Thank you, Father, man.
Get at me.
Salute.